Hello, in this video I'm presenting a 4-day program. This is a little bit more of a full body program. It's designed so a couple of days can be done with very basic equipment, say you train at home or at a more basic gym, and then a couple of days with some more advanced equipment, including barbells. So this was written for a client who he has dumbbells and a bench at home and a pull-up bar, but no barbells at home. So that's what the home and gym days mean. But absolutely, you could obviously run this whole thing at the gym, not a problem. So yeah, like I say, it's kind of a 4-day full body split with lots of supersets. The idea is to get maximum kind of work done in a minimum amount of time. So therefore, it's an intermediate split. I wouldn't recommend running this as a beginner because the supersets might destroy you. And equally, as an advanced, there's probably too many optimality trades being made for time that this is probably not the best split if you're super duper advanced, because you probably will want to commit a bit more to the gym and spend a bit longer there and really get the results. But for intermediate, this is perfect. You're in and out in an hour, you're going to get all the gains you need, and you're having a great time. As always with supersets, if you have more time, you don't actually have to superset if you don't want to. You could just do them as straight sets, but the supersets will save you a lot of time. Yeah, that's too long to read, too long to watch, I guess. It's in the description. If you want it, it's there. Take it. Cool. Sweet. Let's jump into just a quick review of the program. So on Monday, this is a home day for this client. Basically, this is a day that can be done with just dumbbells and a pull-up bar. But yeah, it may well be at the gym for you. We start with incline dumbbell bench. So 4 sets at 8 to 12, nice evolving rep range. I think 4 sets is a good amount of sets, especially for something that you're starting with when you're full of energy. And we're going to superset that to a dumbbell row. Super duper easy. All you're going to have to do is just tilt your bench, in order to do that row. Also 4 sets at 8 to 12, easy to remember. And a good solid rep range, 8 to 12, so there's no reason to change it if you don't want to. Then we go to handle push-ups. Obviously, if you don't have handles, you can just do normal ones. The handles just give you an extra stretch on the pec, so probably a bit more gains. And supersetting, and it just says max -1. So I'm just a maximum, but just leave 1 in the tank, I would say, just to bring the fatigue down a little bit whilst getting most of the gains. And then we go narrow pull-ups, 3 sets to max. And the reason it's not max -1 is because if you're like me or this client, you actually don't do that many pull-ups, so doing 1 less is actually a pretty big deal. So yeah, 3 sets of pull-ups, superset to push-ups, quite easy superset. Bodyweight movements tend to superset together quite well, and obviously those are opposite muscle groups, they're not going to interfere with each other. Then we go to dumbbell curls. Also, basically, in this program, it's 8 to 12, unless proven otherwise, and that's just to make it easy to remember. And because 8 to 12 is a good rep range, there's no reason not to. Cool, so we have dumbbell curls, superset dumbbell side raises. Once again, a super easy superset that you can work through real fast. The muscles don't really affect each other. So just a good pump, some good bodybuilding movements here, biceps and side delts, and not really affecting each other too much. Then we finish the day with a giant set. So 3 things supersetted together. Leg raises for abs, shrugs for traps, and then wrist curls obviously for that should say finger curl. I should edit that real quick. Finger curls for the forearms. And once again, these things kind of giant set together real well. They don't affect each other at all. They're things that it's nice to train for bodybuilding purposes, but often they're a bit time consuming. People don't tend to do them. Like, how many people have you, how many bodybuilders have you talked to are like, yeah, I don't really train abs, I can't really be bothered. Same thing with forearms, same thing with traps. So just by giant setting them together at the end, you just get them all done, super duper quick, a bit of a fun giant set, not too hard, but will get you the volume for those muscles you're not training that often normally. Then we show up on Tuesday, and we deadlift 3 sets of 5 to 10. Slightly high rep range here, but nothing wrong with that. I think for bodybuilding purposes, slightly higher rep deadlifts can be good, give you a bit more muscle growth, and a little bit more work capacity as well. And why not take that benefit? And by work capacity, I just mean the slight cardio stimulus of doing such high reps. Instead of 10, you hopefully won't be limited by cardio unless you're quite unfit, but you'll definitely feel your cardio. Then we move into barbell squats, 3 sets of 8 to 12. Same sort of logic with a higher rep range on the squats there. Only 3 sets though, because we're deadlifting and squatting on the same day. So because of that, we don't want to go too crazy with either of them because they're both very high fatigue movements. And we superset that to easy bar curls. So a nice superset, biceps aren't going to affect your squat at all. And easy bar curls aren't that fatiguing, especially in the slightly higher rep range of 8 to 12. But you equally want to take quite a long rest with your squats, so you're chilling for 2 or 3 minutes anyway, so you may as well do some curls. Then we go hamstring curls to calf raises. I know that we've done some hamstrings with the deadlifts earlier, but it's a different type. That's from hip extension, whereas the hamstring curl is a knee flexion movement. Different way to hit the hamstrings on the same day. And it's superset to calf raises because calves don't really affect hamstrings or vice versa. And neither one of these movements are super systemically fatiguing, so a superset goes well. In addition, at our gym that me and this client train at, the calf raise and the hamstring curl are right next to each other, so that's very convenient. Obviously, if at your gym they're not, then It depends. If it's not too busy, obviously you can just walk between them. If it is busy, then maybe you can make another plan. And then finally finishing off with leg extensions, 3 sets 8 to 12. Same sort of logic as the deadlifts and the hamstring curls. We have hit quads already, but it's a slightly different way and with some more isolation. And then superset it to dumbbell French press. So that's just to give us a bit of long head of tricep work. And you can actually just do it off the back of leg extension. So you don't have to move. You just bring your dumbbell with you to the leg extension, whatever it is. And you just do it literally off the back of the leg extension. You don't even move between sets. So super convenient like that. And that's one thing as well. If you're planning supersets for yourself or programming them for others, don't just think of the muscles, how they synergize. Of course, that's important. But also think about the convenience of a superset. Is it easy? Is it annoying? Like, do you have to cross the entire gym? Or is it just right there? Cool. Then we come in again on Friday and we squat again, but this time heavy and with no superset. 4 sets. So we're taking these squats not more seriously, but they are going to be harder and more commitment. And I'm just giving this client or you, if you run this program, a full rest, no superset, just so you can really take these squats seriously and get properly strong. And you're starting with them, so you haven't deadlifted before, you're totally fresh. But then we do move into supersets. We go cable rows, superset with flat dumbbell bench. So this is a good superset because once again, they're antagonist muscles, so they don't really affect each other. And also, you can literally do it on the same thing. So just bring your dumbbells to the cable row, finish your rows, and then just lie back and do your dumbbell press. You don't even have to move, and it's a very convenient superset. So that's great. Then we go assisted pull-ups to dips. Obviously, these could be assisted dips if you're not strong enough. At my gym, the dip station is on the assisted pull-ups, so super convenient. Same thing, if that's not the case for you, you could look into a different superset, or you could just walk between. But this is a very convenient superset at a gym that has that machine, the assisted pull-up and assisted dip together. This particular client, I just wrote dip because he doesn't need to do assisted dips. But for you, you may or you may not. That's totally fine. So there we go. And same logic, totally opposite muscle groups. So they superset really well. Then we finish again with a giant set. Calf raises. So we're doing calves multiple times per week. Ideally, I would have put this on a different day, but unfortunately, this guy can't do calf raises at home. So calf raises 2 days, not 2 days in a row, because obviously we had a rest between, but kind of 2 days in a row in the program. But yeah, calf raises, supersetted to Russian twists. So it's calves and abs, supersetted to easy bar reverse curl. Some forearms. And same kind of logic when I described the giant set on day 1. It's just muscles that are very isolated, that it's good to train more, but are a little bit time consuming. So just superset them together and it'll go real well. So we've got some abs and obliques, some calves and some forearms, just chuck together at the end, get them done, get some volume in for those muscles. And then we've got our final day, Sunday, which says at home. So once again, this is a day that can be done with just dumbbells and a bench and a pull-up bar, but of course you can do it at the gym. And here we have chin-ups, 3 sets of max. So just a different look at some vertical pulling here. So we've basically done vertical pulling, how many times per week? We've done vertical pulling 3 times a week, which I think is good. As much vertical pulling as you can get, basically. But we're just hitting it from a slightly different angle. So we got assisted pull-ups on the previous day, so we get some more reps. Then we've got regular pull-ups, wide grip, I believe. Narrow grip on Monday. So that's like heavier. And then finally on this last day, we got chin-ups. So we're just lots of vertical pulling, but just from a slightly different angle, just to hit the muscles a little bit differently. And we superset that with seated dumbbell press. Very easy superset. These muscles don't really affect each other at all. And this guy, because it's at home, there's going to be 2 meters between these things anyway, so that's totally fine. For you, what you could do is you could literally just set up the incline bench, the vertical bench for dumbbell press in the squat rack and do your pull-ups there, or just set it up wherever the pull-up bar is. Then we go dumbbell Bulgarians, obviously Bulgarian split squats, supersetted to full range of motion side raises. Now you'll note there's 4 sets of dumbbell Bulgarians because it's our only leg movement today. But they're such a good leg movement, so powerful, so much so much stimulus, that just doing 4 sets I think is perfectly enough. And we superset that to full range of motion side raises. Great exercise for the side delts, obviously a little bit for traps as well. And just a different look from a regular side raises we did on day 1. And in terms of the superset, obviously Bulgarians are very fatiguing, but full range of motion side raises are so not fatiguing that once you've had a few breaths after your Bulgarians, you should be able to go into these no problem. Then we go twist curls. That's just a bicep variation this client likes. But any bicep dumbbell bicep curl variation you could do here into push-ups. Now that should say handle push-ups. I will just quickly change that. Excellent, handle push-ups. Max -1. So just same logic as day 1, just get some more chest volume going. And obviously biceps, super duper calm, they're not going to be super fatiguing, and they're not going to affect your push-ups, so it works as a superset. And then we finish with another giant set, and it's honestly the exact same logic as what I described on the previous giant sets. 3 muscles that you don't train super often, they just work real well to get done. So we've got hammer curls for a bit of biceps and brachioradialis, the muscle on the top of the forearm here. finger curls for the for forearms, and then weighted sit-ups for abs. Super giant, not easy giant set. That's the wrong word for it, but a giant set that you can just chug through and get the volume in. So yeah, that's the program. 4-day intermediate program, but you can run a couple of days with very basic equipment. So yeah, hope you enjoyed. Run it if it interests you, and remember that you can make any changes you want to make it easier, longer, shorter, whatever you want. But yeah, thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you later.